What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at MSTR, Bitcoin. We're just going to do a quick little update just to give you guys a quick little run through of what I can see happening and where we're at. First, we're going to talk about MSTR. We were starting off pretty well last week. We ended up pushing down to 423. Now we're sitting off the golden zone. That was the bearish golden zone that we've been talking about for a while now. This thing is still in play, like we said. So you can see we're right on the 618. We closed slightly underneath it, which isn't the best sign, but I don't think it's the end of the world either. We're still in a pretty bullish trend. When you take a look here, you can see you pull a fib here, we bounce off the 382, which is pretty bullish, and the trend is moving higher at the moment and on a lower time frame. Let me take a look at the daily. If we were to pull a fib again from this leg here up, we're pretty much at the 382, and that's in confluence with this large golden zone that we were just talking about. That's the bearish golden zone to the downside. But overall, we're still holding our breakout. We had 3 weeks in a row of green, so I'm not surprised to see some kind of red. When we look here on the monthly, you can see we got rejected off of this level, which I was saying was going to be more of the key level, more than anything, after we got past this golden zone. So I said the golden zone would be a strong level to break through. It's going to be tough, which we finally did. But then I was saying this is going to be a level that might not be as tough, but it's going to be just as challenging as the golden zone, I would say, or maybe a little bit less. And now we got rejected off of it. Hopefully the momentum can take us up higher, and then eventually, in 10 days, hopefully we get that monthly close above there. I think that would be incredibly bullish. That would be the highest month close. Right now our highest monthly close is 404, and that was June. So hopefully July will be either here at 425 or something like that, or above 445. Yeah, it was a pretty brutal sell-off, an absolute engulfing candle to the downside. As you can see, that was pretty brutal. Ended up being a negative 6.1 or 6.23 day, and if you were in MSTX, you lost 12% on the day, partly because of Bitcoin's minor drop, plus other things that could be happening with MSTR. There's so many working parts with MSTR compared to your average stock. And here on Bitcoin, you can see here on the weekly that we closed back inside, which is something that we didn't want to see, but it's not the end of the world either, and I'll show you why. So when you take a look here, you can see this is the trend line that we've been talking about consistently, how we've been respecting it as a resistance, and we finally broke it. We held it, and now we fell back inside. So hopefully this week we can continue to push up higher. But at the same time, I said I don't think it's too much of a big deal, at least so far, because we are kind of just creating a nice little flag or a pennant, however you want to see it. I guess it could be something, maybe more of a pennant at the moment. So you have a measured move out. It could play out pretty well. And this is the same target that we've already, I don't know if you want to take it from there or if you take it from that, but we'll do both anyways. So that would take you to 133. And then of course, if you were to shrink it to make it up until this point or this point, and you make the measured move from there, then it takes you to about the midline, which is around that 129, 128 mark. So in the 130s or high 120s potentially, if this bull flag were to play out, or a bull pennant. So it does look pretty good, but at the same time, you have to be aware of the potential head and shoulders. So we have left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We were talking about that over here in this region. We were saying if this thing stalls out, I think we drew it out. We were like, if it stalls out like this and starts making, a lower lower high structure, that it could potentially start to look like a potential head and shoulders. And it's definitely starting to play out. We'll see where it takes us, of course. And at the same time, we also do have another smaller head and shoulders within the right shoulder. So we have left, head, right, with it decreasing and showing some, downside momentum right there. So we'll see if it continues, but right now it is looking kind of bearish, at least on this 4 hour. But then, like I said, on the daily, it's still looking incredibly bullish. But I do think if we see some kind of move to this region right here, hopefully we can find support off of it and then make our move back above. But if we were to fall through, retest, and we fail that retest to like break back above, then I think we're gonna potentially make it to that 110 target. Potentially. It doesn't have to play out, but I do think we will see lower levels. Minimum, I'm thinking 113. And if we break 113, then I feel pretty confident that we're going to hit like 111 or around 110, something around there. Don't quote me on exact numbers, but that's just kind of what I'm looking at. And maybe it's not even here at 115.697. It could be off of this wick here at 115.186. So those are kind of the levels. Like I said, these are usually zones. Instead of just one line, you just do a zone because you don't really know the exact level. So it would be something like this. Once you break this structure, be ready for a move to this level here, because when you take a look at the left hand side, it's clean traffic. So this thing can fall right back down as quick as it went up. Like I said, there's contradicting things on different time frames, which is normal in price action and when you're looking at charts. Like I said, daily looks pretty good. It's just a minor retest. Bull pennant looking awesome. And like I said, when you pull the fib, you're still sitting around the 382. We almost made it to the 0.5 earlier off the move. And I mean, we're sitting pretty good at the moment. So we can get back above the 382 and eventually above the 236. And this upward sloping trend line, that should be enough to get us, moving back up, hopefully to break this wick up here and continue to move higher. But overall, the structure is pretty bullish right now. When we look at Bitcoin dominance, actually, not Tether dominance, we actually have a pretty nice move. We were talking about this in the past couple weeks, where we were saying it looks incredibly bullish, and then we actually fell back inside of the structure that we had drawn out. We've had this drawn out for I don't even know how long. All the way, I don't even know, way back here somewhere. We had these two connecting, or these three wicks connecting downward. We broke out of it, and I was saying, man, it looks like it could be bullish. And then we fell right back inside. And altcoins are starting to take over. And last time we saw this move, that's when we had our alt season begin. But of course, the Fed hasn't started to increase their balance sheet, so that's going to also be one of those determining factors. But maybe this is, preceding the actual increase in the balance sheet, which would eventually ignite the meme coins, altcoins, all of that stuff. So it is looking pretty good right now. And we did break this bullish structure that we've been holding for a while. We've been holding this since May 2023. We've been just riding up. We broke underneath it temporarily. Hopefully it's not a fake out. Hopefully we actually retest it and continue on down. Because if we can get that craze going and we can bring in all the retail that doesn't pay attention to crypto on a daily basis or weekly or monthly basis, this would be perfect, because then you can draw in all the capital and that can flow into Bitcoin and all other coins and get this market pumping up. So this is exciting to see. Like I said, remember all this means is that altcoins are temporarily, at least in this moment, doing better than Bitcoin. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin's not going up. It's just showing that altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin at the moment. Bitcoin can go up 50%. If altcoins are going up 70%, Bitcoin dominance will drop, although Bitcoin's going up 50%. But I just wanted to do a quick little update, keep you guys informed on what I'm seeing. I'll do a more in-depth video tomorrow after the market. Make sure you guys like and subscribe on these videos. It helps with the algorithm. I appreciate all your recent support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.